Next up, we focus on Kiwanis. Richland Center Kiwanis members Steve Kolstad, Sheila Troxel are in the studio with us today to talk about an upcoming event. Steve, more pancakes, it looks like.
Yeah, again, yes, absolutely. October is kind of our winding down of the year, and so we usually have a pancake supper that we have either the first or second Wednesday in October, and this year it happens to be October 1st. For most people who have ever come to any of our pancake suppers, it's one of them where we have a goodwill offering, and we invite everybody to come. Bring your families. We're not so concerned about the large amount of money so much as the camaraderie of people, because so much things are done having a meal, enjoying somebody's company, that type of thing. And with the goodwill offering, people give what they feel they can give. Maybe someone's going to throw $1 in and somebody else is going to throw $50. And all of the proceeds that we have from the October 1st pancake supper are going to go to our projects. And we have a number of them coming up. Like the Coats for Kids project will be this year. We're going to run that from November 1st until December 1st. And that's for kids in the community who their parents can't afford or feel they can't afford coats for the winter. It's an opportunity for them to put a coat on the back of their kids, and they get a new coat or gently used coat that will protect them during the winter time. So this is a really important time for us with this pancake supper. It's going to run from 5 o'clock until 7 on Wednesday the 1st at the community center. For people who've been there, they realize that we make your pancakes in front of you and then serve them. We have applesauce, and we have hot cherries that go on it. We have syrup. We have link sausages and a variety of beverages, but it's just a really good meal for whatever you can afford.
Sheila, did you have a successful, I know you were working on the backpacks before school started. Did that go pretty well?
It went really well, really well. Our last pancake supper, we partnered with the Parks Department, and we partnered with the Partners for Prevention. And so one of the things that I'm really proud that we're going to be able to do, I think we're going to have enough funds that we're going to be able to purchase a special needs swing in the park for the kids. That is something that was a little bit different this year. And then the backpacks, that was always is very successful. The Boy Scouts come, they help out packing the backpacks, and then the families come and pick them up. But we gave out a lot of backpacks, and not only the backpacks, but those are filled with school supplies. So I don't know if the average cost of that is probably somewhere between $60 and $70 per backpack. So we can't thank the community enough, because every time they support us, then we give it right back to the community.
I would guess that you stack up some school supplies too, not just for the start of school, but through the whole year then too, right?
Anyone that reaches out, we had, even after our sign up and pickup day, we had families reaching out, or maybe families that have moved into the community. The schools are great. They know who to reach out to, and then we just fulfill it. Dave Kepler is great about, when I call and say, hey, we need another backpack, or we need this, and Dave is great about, packing them up, and then he brings them usually like to my office or something, and then the families can come in and pick them up.
Did you have a successful fair this year?
A very successful fair this year. And, I think it's in part because they didn't charge an admission. And so families came in, they were able to have their families ride on the rides, stop at the different vendors that were there, which we were part of, and we were cleaned out of a number of different items by Sunday morning, and so we did well, really did well. And of course, we with Premier Cooperative provide a pancake breakfast for the exhibitors who show livestock there, because there's no place to get a a breakfast, and we served we served over 400 breakfasts just to those group of individuals. Along with, we did a goodwill offering for other people who wanted to come and have breakfast, the same as we're doing at this. But yes, we flipped lots and lots and lots of pancakes, and then we served lots of deep fried curd. I don't know why anybody would want that, but boy, I'll tell you what, we served an awful lot of that during the fair. And then chocolate malts. Just, that 65-year-old malt machine of ours really took a...
is that how old it is?
It is.
Oh, boy.
It's almost as old as I am.
Just about.
Almost as old as I am. But it...
both of you can still stir it up pretty good.
It grounded them out, and people really enjoyed them.
That's awesome.
So we did very, very well. Now, just piggybacking on what Sheila was saying, we actually handed out over 160 backpacks this year and served over 60 families, which is really, a pretty big dent in a community our size of providing assistance for the start of a good education.
Speaking of education, I know you team with the school for Key Club, and that's another successful program you've been a part of for years, right?
Yeah. This year, Lizzie Forehand is the advisor for that group, and I think Stephen mentioned that Lizzie was a prior Key Club member herself. So, but she just has that pull with the kids, and when we're doing like the roadside cleanups and some of that kind of stuff in the fair, I mean, both the Key Club students come and help us, and then also the Boy Scouts, they're there, and that just really helps. I think, too, I reached out to Lizzie this morning about Pumpkin Fest, because last year they did all the different games and stuff for the kids, so she's like, let me check into that and see what I can do. She's just awesome to work with, and it's just a blessing to have her be able to have those kids, because some of those kids, they can get down like on their knees or don't go down in the ditches and stuff. But she is just phenomenal with getting the kids to help. And I think, too, it really helps the kids to learn about giving back to the community that they live in. So I know I reached out to her not only on Pumpkin Fest, but also the auditorium, because they're in the process of putting the new seats in. And they, once you put them in, you got to wash all around the base. And I'm thinking, I looked at my knees, and I'm like looking at those young kids, and I'm like, they can get down there and do that. So,
I heard the football team was in charge of tearing out the seats.
Yes. Andy said, don't call them for finish work, but destruction they're really good at. So they're working on doing the up part, once I think the season's over. But, some of the things that we did a little different this year is this was our first time working at the National Night Out and having a booth set up. And I know that was very successful for the Lions as well as ourselves. And then what was nice about that, because Steve is the master about the booth at the fair. I mean, he just knows it in and out. But then whatever product we had left, then we could turn around and use it for the rodeo. So it just went really, really smooth. And I was a little disappointed on Saturday, though, at the fair that we had run out of cheese curds, because I would have liked to have had some myself.
So where do you get the curds then? Do you get them locally?
It's really, a lot of businesses in the community help us out.
Uh-huh.
And I order a lot of our product with Amy Shep at the Phoenix Center. So she'll make a major order of which, Sheila didn't get any cheese curds, but we ordered 6 cases more this year than we ordered last year. But what it amounts to is that she'll make a major order for us. We'll pay her for the things we order, and then we'll use them at our food stand. She has an account with several different vendors, and she finds the cheapest thing for us to use. And what we do is like to have the product with consistency, and so the last 3 or 4 years, she has been our go-to person.
And they must go over well. World renowned.
I think they're cheap.
Oh,
that's what I think. There isn't a product on our menu that's over $5. And the reason we do that is because we serve the families in our community and the kids in our community, and we can make a profit of that product at that price. And people recognize that.
When the county first announced that they weren't going to be charging the gate admission, I thought of your organization and others that I figured it was going to be a huge benefit, and you saw that then.
Yeah, we did. This is probably one of the most successful in recent years. I'll say that. I remember a time when, when I was first a member, where we would make lots and lots and lots of money, but we also had lots and lots of people working the food stand, and we had not the competition with so many food stands that we have now. But I'm guessing this year is going to be just a very successful year for us.
And I think not just for us, I think the Lions, the Legion, the 4-H, they all, when we talked to their members, they were the same way, that they had sold out of everything. So tried to sneak over in the back way into the Lions to get some pie.
But I think, Phil, the great thing about that is that all of those organizations we were talking about, our monies go back into the community.
Most
in
definitely.
Different projects, whether it's backpacks or whether it's coats or whether it's donations to specialized areas. We're all about kids and families. And so when we start looking at, who do we donate money or support, those are the things we look at first.
Coats for Kids project, though, of all the things that you're involved in and help out, this might be one that's most near and dear, isn't it?
Well, I think it's in tune with the backpack program. When you think about starting a person off in their education where they're on the same page as everybody else in the school, that's special. And a coat, having a brand new coat, having them take pride in that is just as important when you start talking about the winter weather. Now, use of coats has changed an awful lot. I look at high school students, and most of them don't wear coats anymore. They wear sweatshirts, or they wear vests. And then, every once in a while you get a kid who needs a 4 extra large coat. And that's a kid, and I'm thinking, I get a double extra large, and I'm thinking I'm pretty big, but boy, there's somebody here probably playing tackle for a professional football team. But that is the variety.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times we have to go out and purchase specialized coats for kids because we don't have them available. And but we do it because that kid needs a coat. We also collaborate with the Lions when they do their Smile for a Child. If they have a coat that they need, somebody has put the coat down on that list, we generally fund it for them. We provide that so it doesn't have to come out of their coffers because we have the coats. And so we collaborate with other groups in relation to this program as well as other programs. I think the service clubs talk a lot about what they have going on, and if we can help each other out, we certainly do.
You have new members? Any new members this year?
Yeah, we do have new members. We have some new businesses, and some of them I just went out and said, would you be interested in joining? And I think sometimes you just have to ask. But I think it's a big thank you to, first of all, the families are so grateful, and we're the service organization, but it's really the community that has given. We're just the funnel that works through. But just like the fair, and I'll be honest, the fair is grueling for 4 days, and Steve's out there way before the rest of us, and he's the one that's doing all the setup. But when you put out the call for help, can you help a couple hours? The community responded. They came back, and they don't know it, but then they're lifers. So then we call them, for the next fair. But it's all about the community, because none of this would work if the community didn't support us.
How can people, if they're interested in the Coats for Kids program, and you're going to have some information on distribution and how you're going to sign up and those kind of things, Steve?
We will be. There'll be more publicity coming out. We're going to take some ads out in the paper, so the shopping news will be a good place. You can contact Health and Social Services if you wish, and you can contact me. My telephone number is 608-647-2655, but we won't distribute any coats until November 1st. That's the important feature because, again, organizing the coats, make sure they're in good shape, make sure we have the new coats in place, and having a variety of sizes. That all takes a little bit of time, and then of course the other thing is we've decided to set a deadline of November 1st through December, because that's when people are going to be looking for their coats, and then cut it off after that. And part of that is just the mechanics of running the program.
Sheila, I know that we'll get calls at the station. Maybe somebody can't make the pancake breakfast next week, but they'd like to donate. Certainly, you can take donations anytime, can't you?
Absolutely. A lot of times I'll have people just drop them off at my office at Wallace, Cooper, and Elliott downtown, and if they just leave them with the staff, I can take it. Steve's also a good connection that either one of us, if they want to contact me, my number is 608-604-4672, and we'll make that connection to get it picked up. And I also want to say, I know we do get a lot of calls at my office, and Jeremy's very good about community projects, so they can leave them at the office and for me, and I'll take care of them if they've got some coats they want to donate.
The Pancake Supper is coming up next week, 5 to 7 at Richland Center Community Center, and that is October 1st already. I can't believe that, Steve. My goodness.
Yeah.
Here we go. Anything else you'd like to add?
I think the one thing we need to add is that we'd like to thank the community for supporting us. I think every civic club that is worth their time always thanks the community, because without the community and coming up with projects and utilizing us in relation to what could be done, it's really important. And then, of course, like every other civic club that's out there, because membership is dwindling, if you have an interest, or if you have the time, or if you're interested with the Kiwanis Club, we're all about kids, you can give Sheila or myself a call.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you both for your tireless efforts in the community.
Thank you, Bill. We appreciate your support.
No problem. And we hope a lot of people will support that event coming up next Wednesday at the Community Center between 5 and 7. Thanks to Steve Kolstad and Sheila Troxel from Richland Kiwanis for being our guests today.